Hey there, silly geese. My name is Meg, and I'm new to the internet. So I'm an artist. Pretty cool. It's becoming less cool now that robots are taking our jobs. But today I'm going to be doing my very first sketchbook tour.
Well, technically it's not my first sketchbook tour because I give sketchbook tours to, friends and family that ask.
My first sketchbook tour that's going on the internet for all your little eyeballs out there to see what's in this mysterious little square. So I'm just gonna jump right into it so that I don't have to be awkward on camera anymore, and I can just talk about all the little pictures in here that I can't wait to show you. So I just want to address a couple of things right off the bat. Yes, I have a cat, and yes, I like to pet her belly, and that's why my hands are covered in scratches. Yes, my desk always looks like this with all of these treasures. These were just here. I definitely did not set them up for this video at all. And yeah, let's get to the sketchbook. So, I don't remember where most of these stickers are from, except this one is from one of my favorite artists. Their name is nepT on Twitter and Instagram. And this is my favorite band, the Magic City Hippies. These stickers were sent to me by my pen pals, which I keep lots of, and these ones are really squishy, which delights me to no end. So let's open it up. On the first page, I try to do a little selfie, little self-portrait. I taped all my contact info off because I don't want any of you nerds calling me on my cell phone. But this was based off of a picture of me from my bachelorette party, and that was when my hair was a bit shorter, and I was wearing some really cool sunglasses that day. These are some desert animals. When I drew these, I went to the library. I checked out some books about desert animals and just doodled these little guys in there. This page was from getting my second COVID shot. And yeah, somebody was wearing those pink pants that I haven't seen since maybe 8th grade. Here's a continuation of my desert creatures, but I was just trying to invent my own creature design. So we've got sort of like a rattlesnake mixed with a roadrunner over here, and this crazy 6-legged fennec fox. And I drew some little cactuses and stuff, but I didn't like them enough to outline them. This was also from the library. I also grabbed a book about wolves, some seals and manatees, and a walrus. Little studies. They're very cute and round. I was really in a drawing animals. Well, I guess I'm always in a drawing animals phase, but I did these with colored pencil and ink to marker them. These were some more just people sketches of people that were around. And this was my friend Amanda. We went out for lunch together. More desert animals. I definitely checked those books out and was drawing from them for a long time before I gave them back to the library. This is just a tree outside my house. I like to bring my cat out on a leash, and she just likes to kind of meander around. So I let her do that, and then I drew this tree while she was doing that. More desert animals. I've got a little scorpion. I think this was actually my first time ever drawing a scorpion. So, yeah, they're freaking weird, man. They're like little crabs. And some meerkat. I don't know if you ever do this, but when I have a shitty sketchbook, I always end up drawing really good sketches in it. So this was a page that I cut out from my shitty sketchbook and glued in here because I liked how it turned out. I like how
that's like such a cat pose where they stick the little foot and then their face gets all smushed. I just love how that turned out. This was also from my bachelorette weekend when I was in Florida, and I was outside of the Salvador Dali Museum when I painted this. I was really inspired by his colors and stuff. I had to just like sit down and paint immediately. These were from that same weekend in Florida. We went snorkeling for my bachelorette party, and I was so in love with these two types of angelfish. They were super cool looking. I think this one's a French angelfish, and this one's like a rainbow angelfish, but don't quote me on that. I can't actually remember. This is one of those fuzzy Highland cows. As you can tell, they're wonderful. Obviously, everyone knows how wonderful they are. And this is a plant that I saw while I was in Florida, and I colored this one with Posca, and this one's colored pencils. Here's another one I cut out of my shit sketchbook of a little kitty cat in the sunset, and this is sort of where the insane amount of bird drawings in this sketchbook begins. It started with this guy. I did this one in Posca pen, and I loved how it turned out. So then I did more of those, another one I cut out of my shit sketchbook, and watercolored a little bit. It was just pencil before, and I didn't want the pencil to smudge into the other page, so little secret there is you can paint over it with watercolor to prevent smudging. And this is an American kestrel in a cherry blossom tree. More ducks from the other sketchbook that I pasted in, and this one was just a little drawing by himself. This I think might be one of my favorite drawings in this whole sketchbook, just because he's so round. He's like a little marshmallow. He's having such a good day. You'll see this as a reoccurring theme in this sketchbook. I have a bunch of stickers, and I wanted to try incorporating stickers into my sketchbook. So you can see like the eyes on all these guys are stickers, and like the little food is, and then I just drew around them. And I thought it would be more fun than it actually was, but I don't think I would recommend this method. This was when I first got into foraging. I was going around downtown looking for edible plants, and the one that I kept wanting to eat but knowing it was so bitter was the dandelions. And then I kept seeing bumblebees all over the dandelions, so that inspired this drawing. Here's more with the stickers. I had like these little toucan bills and little like peacock feather stickers, so I did a toucan and a peacock to match the stickers, but again, I don't know if this was my wisest choice. Here was some more from that foraging day. I drew a picture, the clouds, when the clouds are like puffy and they're floating gently through the sky over the mountains, that is just like, that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing in the whole world. Clovers, also edible. The whole plant is edible, the flower's edible. Didn't know that, pretty cool. I think this was a baby willow tree. Here is a cool sticker that my friend and pen pal from Rhode Island sent me. I don't know what Frog and Toad Press is. I'm guessing it's like a paper press or something like that, but really cute sticker. Good job, Frog and Toad Press. This is a drawing of my husband Gunther. We were out for breakfast and he was looking real serious, so I just drew him while we waited for food. This little drawing and the one after it are from a camping trip that I took. I was getting really into like plants from all the foraging. I was learning all the names of these plants, so I wanted to get better at drawing plants, and so I drew this little tree while I was sitting in my hammock. Here's the whole campsite. There was like a little picnic bench behind here, and I just sat there and I painted the whole campsite. This was like one of the best campsites we had all year. It was right on this lake. It was really lovely. Yeah, and I was sitting in this hammock and drawing the little tree that's kind of over here in that last page. This is watercolor. This paper surprisingly held up with the watercolor, even though the paper's really thin. So hats off to this sketchbook for that. This was, I was drawing, so my favorite Pokemon is Vaporeon, and not for the reasons everyone on the internet seems to think, just because I want a cat that I can go swimming with. That's dope. So I decided to see what Vaporeon might look like as a dragon, and I think these turned out okay. Oh, and then I drew that guy from that video game. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything with these. It was just for funsies. Here's another bird. Here was some of my like random ideas of things I wanted to draw more of. And maybe like little ideas I had for some drawings. I really like this idea. I'll probably come back to this of like dragons going camping with you, because that would be so fun. They could probably carry all your stuff and help you make the perfect s'mores. This was just based off of a picture in a magazine that I drew. More mountainous doodles. I was still getting really into drawing plants at the time. These flowers, I was sitting at a little cafe in Breckenridge, I think, and these flowers were growing in a pot next to the table I was sitting at, so I drew like a little pattern of those. And then the colors seem to have bled over on this page, which was just an ink page of some of my favorite things to draw: birds, bunnies, coffee, mountains, trees, dragons, recurring themes. This was a page that I did in collaboration with my mom, actually, who was at the cafe with me at the time. Turned out really cute. Okay, this is the start of Avian August. So this was August of 2022. I was originally gonna not follow the prompts, and that's what all these little thumbnails are for. And I was just gonna do all my favorite birds and just draw a series of each of them. And I had all these really fun ideas. I'll probably come back to this page and actually make some of these into paintings because they were really fun to just doodle. And here is the first day of Avian August. This was a ruddy quail dove. Oh, and here's my cat being a little angry loaf, as she usually is. This was I want to say it was a horned grebe, but yeah, no, it is a horned grebe. Okay, horned grebe. I originally drew him in a little top hat, and I didn't like how this turned out. He looks kind of like, I don't know, he looks high as hell. So then instead I drew him as a dragon. Love how this one came out so much more. Yeah, birds translate so easily into dragons, you guys. It's like the easiest thing to draw. This was day 3 of Avian August. The name of this bird is really hard to pronounce, so I am not even gonna try, but this one was one of my favorites of the whole month, I think. Here's a little Adele penguin. I found this picture of one and it was just so round. I had to draw this exact picture. This one is one of those fancy types of pigeons. They have those like crazy ruffled legs, and I thought it looked like a griffin, so I made it into a griffin. Here's the azure tit, and I drew this one with Erica as well, and I added those little eyeball stickers and like a little doodle for that. It was at this point in the sketchbook that we got behind on Avian August due to being on our honeymoon. That is true. Little monocle guy. Very true. We did spend a day at the Vancouver Aquarium, and I did bring my sketchbook and did some really fun doodles of all the little critters we saw there, especially the seals, because they are so darn cute and they are my husband's favorite animals. So we spent a lot of time looking at the seals. Oh yeah, a lot of time. Some jellyfish, some penguins. Oh, there was like this little awkward baby penguin who was trying so hard to jump in the water, and he kept looking like he was gonna jump in, and the whole audience of people at this point was like cheering for him. And he eventually did jump in the water, and everyone cheered really loud, which was great. Love to see it. More of these stickers. I'm much better at drawing birds than people, clearly. It is the truth. This is a wood duck for Avian August. Why did I put these stickers in here? It's a good question. I think all these doodles turned out really weird, but whatever. The birds are good, so that's what you should focus on. Don't look at this page. This guy is screaming into the day, as birds tend to do. I just like dragons, okay? I turned this guy into a dragon, and I really like this one as well. I like the pose. I want to draw more of this bird because I really like all the colors that went into it. The American robin. This was a griff falcon, so obviously I had to turn it into a griffin. This is another one of my favorites from the whole month. Might make like a bigger painting of this at some point. Who knows? Little macaw. He's so small. He really is. Little hummingbird. Hummingbirds are definitely some of my favorite birds because they're so small and cute. This one was really fun to draw, of course. A crane. This one turned out really bold, the colors and everything. I hardly use red, even though it's one of the colors that I wear the most often, so it felt really good to just draw a big dumb red circle. This is the superb bird of paradise doing his little dance, and the female bird is just absolutely loving it. Okay, I want to say that this is the broad-billed Toby for Avian August, but I can't remember exactly. Oh, here's a little break from Avian August to draw some geese. We went to the park and there was geese, and I had to draw them because geese are also one of my favorite birds. I just love that they are one of few animals that won't run from people. They're like, you're gonna chase me? Well, I'm gonna chase you back, so deal with it. Love geese. This one is a type of starling. Yes. Yeah, I loved the colors in this one too. I used a lot of colors that I don't usually use in this Avian August, like pink and purple. I'm a big like blue, green, yellow type of gal, but pink and purple are really pretty as well. And here we have a round boy perched on a little mossy rock. What a pal. Noodle goose. There he goes. Here was another one of my favorites from this. I had this photo of this grackle sitting on a little berry tree. What is that? Pine tree with little berries. And I always loved the picture, and I had the perfect excuse to draw it. You know what? This isn't a grackle, it's a blackbird. I should know this by now. But yeah, I like how this one turned out a lot. I think this would make a really good sticker. Let me know in the comments if you would buy this as a sticker. Here we have a tern flying in the sky. This is a cockatoo. I love these guys from afar, but they are so loud. I used to volunteer at a bird rescue, and we had one named Gabby, and she loved attention, but if you would try to leave before she was done having her attention, she would just shriek at you. It was very cute, but also very annoying. Oh, this is the American woodcock. And this was one of the first birds that got me into bird watching. I think they call that a spark bird, but I saw this on like my first ever official bird watching walk and immediately was in love because just look at him. This one, I did a sketch of this during Avian August and then hated it and forgot about it and then came back to it later and colored it in as a blue jay. But it's still kind of a mess. It doesn't really fit on this tiny page. Here is an ivory-billed woodpecker, which is definitely not extinct because my cousin's neighbor saw one the other day at his bird feeder. So definitely not extinct. Tell your friends. This page is such a mess. This got transferred all over here. You can see like the outline of the one that I did later. This one is like outlined perfectly here because it just transferred all the pink from this page. Avian August is going to be most of the sketchbook, so I hope you really like drawing some birds. I took a little break from Avian August to go for a lovely hike with my friend Amanda, and we just watched the clouds roll in, and then it started to rain, and we were right by this big beautiful lake in these mountains, and we got very wet, but we made it back in time to not get totally soaked. A very proud vulture, looking handsome. Another very proud guy having a stroll. And this was the last day. I even put glitter on here because I was so proud of myself for doing all 30 days. Doing a whole month of something in a row is really hard. If you've ever done it before, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, I was really proud of myself for this. Oh, this is a little bit embarrassing, but these are my Neopets. I'm not going to elaborate on that. Oh, this is a Neopets drawing too. Yeah, I'm a grown adult and I still play Neopets, and if you make fun of me in the comments for that, I will cry. Here is some sketches I did of my baby niece. We went to visit her, and a lot of visiting a baby is sitting on the couch watching the baby be a baby. So I just did that with my sketchbook in hand. And I think I got pretty good at drawing babies by the end of this trip. On that same trip, I also drew my husband sitting on the couch and my sister and brother-in-law's dog, Kai, who's perfect. We did go to the aquarium with the baby to show off fish to her and see her reaction. She seemed pretty marveled. Is that a word? Marveled? She seemed very excited to be looking at these strange creatures behind the glass. And so was I. I think my favorite one is this turtle, because he was just looking right at me and making that little face. And I think that drawing kind of captured it. This was from another trip we took to Florida. This was for a wedding, and here is Gunther laying in the sand. This was a crazy looking house that I could see from the beach. This was just some fake flowers that was in the condo we were staying in. And this is my friend Carrie, who was working on a really cute painting while I was sitting there drawing in the sketchbook. Here is a drawing of my favorite Pokemon card, which also happens to be one of the most rare and expensive ones I own. It is a sparkly fireworks Articuno card back from the 90s. Another Pokemon card. This one was Mew. Not a huge fan of this one. I think some of the other ones turned out a lot better. Like this one. This one's my favorite. This was my favorite Pokemon card too. Back in the day, I love the evolutions, and Umbreon is just so cool. This card is also worth a lot of money, except that mine is all scratched because I was a child when I bought it. I got really into drawing my Pokemon cards for a while because I was feeling really nostalgic, and I love looking at them. They're my muses. This was a Dark Espeon, which is another one of my favorite cards from when I was a kid. And here we are back to birds. It didn't take me long to not be sick of drawing birds anymore. I have a lot of books of bird pictures, and I like to draw out of books. Again, I think this was a habit I developed as a child, and it just carried through to adulthood. So got some red-winged blackbirds over here. I think this one is my favorite. I am not going to elaborate on why. More bird stickers. I put the little wings and the beaks of these guys were stickers, and then I filled them in. This was from that same book Got another red-winged blackbird. We got some eastern bluebirds and a quail. This is a very cute mole sticker that my scientist friend Bailey sent me in the mail. One of my pen pals. She's the best. This was a very lovely, snowy, cozy morning that I just snuggled up with my sketchbook. I looked out the window and all the pine trees had these like poofy piles of snow on them. My cat was like laying in a little circle on my lap, and I had my little hot coffee and my little French press, and it was just, I love cozy snowy mornings. Another whole page of birds. Obviously, you can tell that 90% of this sketchbook was birds, and I have no regrets about that. I think that is on character for me. Another Pokemon card drawing. I did a little video of this, the process of making this one. I obviously love glitter, and the sparkles on this, I think, really make it pop. And I gave him little toe beans because that's just so cute. I love Raichu, one of my favorite Pokemons of all time. Here's another beautiful sticker from my friend Bailey. This one was made by Breezy Creations. Go check them out on Instagram. A tiger. My husband gets these magazines from the Wild Animal Sanctuary in Colorado, and they recently got all of the tigers from Tiger King. They like rescued them all, and they have a huge, awesome enclosure for them. And I took pictures out of the magazine of tigers that I liked and drew them here. Obviously a little bit exaggerated, but that's what makes it fun. Oh, I'm so mad. I totally ruined this drawing. I did it in black and white at first, and the ink drawing looked so good, and then I colored it and absolutely ruined it. But this was a picture out of another magazine of a house that I really liked. I'm in the process of trying to buy a house right now, and so it's been on my mind a lot, and so I wanted to draw like basically my dream house, which is just like a little cozy cabin on a lake. But I ruined it! Ugh. Roast me in the comments. Oh god, the last page. I gotta draw something cool. Wait, shit. I accidentally drew this shitty doodle instead. Ah! This is a little card that I got with a print from False Knees, and he's thanking you for sticking out this sketchbook tour with me. And I just glued this in here because I love False Knees, and I loved this little thank you card. This was where I kept all my secrets while I was working on this sketchbook, but I emptied it of secrets once I finished the sketchbook. And that's the whole thing. Sweet.
Hey, wow, look at that. You made it to the end of the sketchbook tour and thus the end of this video. If you enjoyed this peek into my soul, please let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe to my channel or something like that. I don't know, I'm new to this. If it sucked, you could also totally let me know in the comments. If you hate me, you could totally bully me in the comments. It'll be great. And if you want to see some more high-res scans of this sketchbook, I have scanned in all 70-something pages of this thing, and I'm going to upload those to Gumroad. I will leave the link to that in the description. And that's it. I hope you have a fabulous and silly day, and I love you. Okay, bye.